Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rock Talk Happy Hour. My name is Mario, here with Kimberly, Britt, and Frank. This is the podcast about craft beer and music, where every episode we try different craft beers, we rate them, discuss them, and sometimes we learn a little bit about them, all while talking music-related topics. Britt, what's today's music-related topic?
Today we're going to be talking about
Yes.
songs. I know it's a little tricky to explain, but songs that reference other bands, and we're going to try and trace a chain of songs that reference bands. Yeah, so we called it 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, we called it 6 Degrees of we decided to call it 6 Degrees of Lyrics, which is using the 6 Degrees of Separation law, rule, or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We were kind of struggling with coming up
with
a
a name
for this, yeah. But we're like, well, this is close enough, and this is following what we're trying to do. So, that's what we named it for Instagram, or on Instagram, and then that'll be the name of the show. But very interesting, because we were talking before the show, and it seemed like everyone was kind of struggling a little bit. We're trying to find either a starting point, or once we did find a starting point, it was kind of hard to keep going. I think Kim and I were talking. I managed to go 7 deep or something like that.
Oh dang! That's
that's where I stopped. But yeah, I don't know. The crazy thing is, I think during Kim started her research way back.
Yeah. Actually, for a change.
Yeah, when we recorded last episode, and I didn't come up with anything until today, but I had been thinking about it actively for the past 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this should be interesting. I learned a lot. So I guess since we got the name of the topic and the all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into our little segments so we can actually start the topic. First one is, what are we drinking? We could get something right now because we didn't have anything last week. Britt's drinking something.
Yeah.
Something we've had on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorites. I actually still have the fridge with some of those from the last 6-pack I bought, and that's the 903 Brewers French Bliss, which is the Macron beer. I gave Britt one of those. We had one of those for her birthday, so that was the first time we had it on the show.
My birthday part 2.
Yeah, and so Britt wanted a beer, and I was like, "Hey, look, this is all I got." Yeah. So, for
Twist
now,
my arm.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh," but it's luckily it's a good beer.
It's super good. Yeah.
And it's smooth. So that's what Britt's drinking. Mm-hmm. Frank, what you got?
I'm not gonna actually drink it until everybody starts going into the sip.
Okay.
The sip.
Yeah.
I've got an Irish Dry from Athletic Brewing. It's called Emerald Cliffs.
Oh, okay.
It's a limited edition, I believe.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I've had it off the air, but I will talk about it on the air.
Okay.
When the time comes.
Okay, cool. I guess while we're at the what are we drinking, let me get the first beer. I'll be right back.
Okay. So it's time for a Frankie dad joke.
Do I have any dad jokes right now? Yes. For those of you who like to celebrate Halloween year-round, what is the scariest tree? It's a bamboo.
Wow.
And I'm back. I'm sorry. I won't leave you guys for that long. I promise next time. All right. So that was a good one. That was a good one. So okay. I think, we're not really late because I don't think we've ever had a topic for this, but Mardi Gras. So Mardi Gras happened last month because I think it starts in January. It starts in January and then it ends in February on Fat Tuesday. So I believe it was on the, let me see, I don't know if anyone has that info. I do. I gotta look for it real quick. So February 21st. Mm-hmm. So February 21st, that was 2 weeks ago or something like that. There was actually, for those who don't know, there was actually Mardi Gras themed beers that came out. We didn't have any. So I managed to get a hold of a couple. Does anybody know what king cake is, or can anyone describe it? I've never had it before.
Yes. Yeah.
King cake is it's a Mardi Gras thing. It's it's basically like the Mexican version of what do they call it?
The New Orleans version
of the pan de reyes, which translates to the
king cake.
King cake, yeah.
Okay.
And I guess in I don't know, I'm not familiar with the New Orleans tradition, but in Mexican culture, when you receive a slice of this cake, if there's a baby, like a little...
Yeah, that's straight from New Orleans culture.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if there's a baby in your slice of cake, Then the next family gathering, it's your turn to bring homemade tamales.
Oh, well, that's not. Yeah.
So okay,
New Orleans tradition. I think if you get the baby, it just means good luck.
Okay, so that's from New Orleans tradition, though, right? So
yeah,
that came from that.
It's
though,
a
right?
ring. It's like shaped like a ring, almost like a bunt or something. And it's not super sweet. Like there's sugar and stuff on top, and usually like some icing that's colored like green, gold, and purple.
Yeah.
And then there's a baby inside.
Has anyone ever had it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So it originated in France. I'm just going to read the first paragraph off of Wikipedia. It says a king cake, also known as a three kings cake, is a cake associated in many countries with Epiphany. I don't know what that is. Epiphany
is the day that the three kings, the three wise men, made it to see Jesus.
Okay, I see.
So it's in January. I can't remember, 18th or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And so that's like a lot of times like Catholics will keep like Christmas decorations and stuff up until the Epiphany. Because remember, it's the star that guided the kings to Jesus.
Oh, you see.
So they keep their lights up and stuff until then.
I did not know that. Its form and ingredients are variable, but in most cases, a fava bean?
Fava bean,
such as a figurine, often said to represent the Christ child, is hidden inside. After the cake is cut, whoever gets the feve wins a prize. I don't know
how is it spelled.
F-E with an accent mark V-E. Well, it's French, so.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's French.
Feve, probably.
Maybe.
Modern feves, I'm just gonna say it like that, can be made made of other materials and can represent various objects and people. So it doesn't really have like the specific ingredients. So I guess it varies, but it's like Britt described it.
And if we have any French listeners out there right now, please correct us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with that accent mark. So let me see, how is it pronounced? I don't know how it's pronounced. Anyways, okay, so got a beer. This is from.
Is there a baby in the beer?
Actually, there's a baby on the artwork.
Don't choke.
So
oh my gosh, there is.
Yeah, so there's a little baby sitting on the
right.
On the cake.
When my son was in like preschool, they had a king cake at his little preschool, and somebody said like, "There's a baby inside," and he started crying. And he would not eat it because he thought they meant there was a real baby. I mean, it took a long time before they were able to like, help him understand. Because that's confusing to say.
I mean, yeah, it's even confusing for me to hear right now because I was like, I didn't know that. So this is from Ingenious Brewing Co. It's a brewery here in Texas. We've had beers from them before, from Humble, Texas. This is called Imperial King Cake, 10% ABV. It's an Imperial Milk Stout conditioned on vanilla beans, cinnamon sticks, and cream cheese. It actually sounds pretty good. We don't have a beer towel. Let me get some paper.
Start us off, Mario.
Oh, sorry, guys. Actually, let me see if I can get a beer towel real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Mario can just edit this part out.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any jokes.
You don't have any more jokes?
No, I don't have any jokes. I'm pretty dry.
Aw. Lame. No, I'm just kidding. Whoa, it's dark, huh?
It looks like a Guinness. Almost.
That's pretty dark beer, yeah.
All right. Let me boost this up a little bit. All right, so let me write this down here. All right, so let's give it a... It just smells like a sweet stout, but, It doesn't have that... It tastes like a cake at the end.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweeter than...
Oh, sorry. It tastes like a... It tastes like a pastry at the end.
Where did you say this brewery's from?
Humble, Texas.
Okay.
I feel the 10% in my tummy.
Yeah.
But it's because the baby made me...
Yeah.
I don't want to say stomach.
Damn it.
But it's I don't know what a king cake tastes like. I've never had one before.
I've never had a king cake.
They're not terrible. I mean, there's nothing real special about it, honestly.
Like dry.
Just
it's
like
dry.
It's like bread. It's
yeah,
like decorated
it's like bread with some sugar on top.
Maybe like a concha, but not
But
really.
I was going to say
worse.
like a concha, but worse. Yeah.
And there's plastic in it.
Yeah. So you better watch out.
I give it I mean, I don't not like it, but I don't think it's great.
No.
I'm gonna give it one more sip. I out of all the stouts that we've had,
Yeah,
that are like supposed to be sweet,
Yeah.
it actually tastes like stouty and sweet, but balanced without that weird chocolate cigarette-y, like dark chocolate cigarette-y taste.
Yeah.
I give it a 4, like a solid 4.
Okay.
Kim, Brett, what do y'all give it?
I'll say 3.5.
3.5. Okay, Kim.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
3. Okay, not bad, not bad.
To me, it smells like vanilla coffee.
Yeah, I mean, it
little
was.
bit.
Yeah, they conditioned it on vanilla beans, so you would think you would have a little more vanilla taste in there, but that's probably what's balancing it out a bit from with the bitterness. But not bad, not bad. Okay, so that was what are we drinking? I think we all learned something. This segment, next segment, hangover, where we talk about things from previous topics that we didn't get to talk about. Last topic was anti-love songs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything.
Nah, me neither.
No, good.
No.
Okay. Next one. This one I have a little bit of stuff to talk about. So if anyone has anything, of course y'all can jump in. Brews and news and brews.
Yes.
Where we talk about any music or beer related news. Frank, would you like to go first?
Yeah. So something I've been a little, keeping tabs on is the whole. Of course, now that live music has returned, a lot of artists that haven't toured during lockdowns and pandemic stuff are now getting back on the road, and they're basically just trying to get their name out there again. But one of the controversial things, aside from the Ticketmaster fiasco, is now the venue cuts that are happening with merchandise sales. So venues, I think, associated with Live Nation and other large ticket retailers are now taking up to 25% of the band's total take-home earnings from their merchandise. And, which sucks because, I mean, that's money that the band makes, that's their take-home pay.
Yeah, merch is supposed to be like straight to that. That's where they're supposed to get their main. Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're making like $100,000 a night on merchandise sales, and a venue takes up to 25% of that, I mean, you're only taking $75,000 of that. Yeah. And so that's one thing. Another thing is a band doesn't necessarily take. I mean, a venue doesn't necessarily take a percentage. They add a percentage to the merchandise. So which is probably why you're going to start seeing tour shirts going at like $50 or something.
Oh, they're crazy. We see some that are crazy.
They're getting pretty expensive, but that's because instead of the venue taking a cut, now they're just imposing their own tax so that they can make money, from the shirt. So it's like the artist gets to take home their money, but you're paying more because you're essentially paying the venue.
Why would the venue want to even get involved with the merch though? That makes no sense.
I think their whole reason is that they're also trying to recover from pandemic losses, which you want to support a venue however you can, but then it's also like, it becomes a bit ridiculous when you're having to pay a lot of money for a T-shirt that...
Well, first off, the ticket.
Yeah, the ticket itself, yeah. I mean, depending on the artist, some... you're gonna pay ridiculous resale fees for, like I said, depending on the artist. But if you're lucky enough, you'll pay just whatever face value. But yeah, I mean, it is one of those like things where it's like you go to a show, you realize there are a lot of fees you're gonna have to pay. It's like, do you want to support this? Do you want to support that? Do you want to just like buy merchandise directly from the artist's website?
Yeah, well, I mean, even then too, sometimes depending on the artist, the shipping is kind of crazy. Kim and I have seen that before too.
Yeah.
But
so I mean, again, it's one of those, it's one of those like 50-50 things. It's like you like it, but you don't like it. But it's like, I think at the end, I mean, it really all comes down to the consumer. It's am I gonna pay for a tour shirt that I really like? I think so. Even if it's like a little pricey, but it's like, what? It's a tour shirt.
Yeah,
I'll get it. And you're also, ensuring that the band takes home some money too as well. So it's like,
I guess it's better than nothing, but still,
It's better than it's better than nothing. But it's also like you have to go into it aware, of what's going on as far as like you coughing up your money for merchandise, and it's like who's gonna get it and who's gonna do this and that. So that's the one thing I've been keeping up with, as far as bands that are. I mean, even some bands are foregoing selling merchandise at shows.
Oh, shoot.
And are instead encouraging their audiences, their fans, to buy merchandise from their websites.
Yeah, because a lot of these bands, I think, especially the smaller bands, they run that stuff themselves.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Well, I guess. I mean, that's interesting. I guess, but
yeah, I'll keep following up on that. So.
All right, Britt, you have anything?
Nope.
Kim, you have anything? I just got 3 real quick punches, real
Yes.
quick. So last week was the week we were gonna do our episode, right?
Yeah.
So that week, Guns N' Roses announced that they were doing a tour.
That's right.
And they're actually gonna be stopping here in town. I saw. I didn't see the ticket prices. I was talking to my mom about them because she was interested in going. But I think the tickets are kind of one of those in those ballparks of those bands that, like, if you want, like, even the nosebleeds are like stupid expensive. I had gotten pre-sale codes for that one that week, but I didn't even look at them. But yeah, Guns N' Roses coming back. This next, there was another show that was announced. This one's for Britt. Skid Row is coming with Buck Cherry. It's weird.
That's for me.
So they announced. I was like, Buck Cherry. I was like, that's crazy. And I think from what I saw, Buck Cherry, it's their tour, and Skid Row's billed under them. And I'm like, what? I would feel like it'd be the other way, unless it's a co-headlining thing. Because I think there's one co-headlining tour happening this summer, and that's Cradle of Filth and Devil Driver. And we were just talking about co-headlining tours last episode. Let's see. What did I say? Buck Cherry? I'm going to have to delete that from my browser history. Buck Cherry.
You
what
you
was
mentioned
their big song?
Skid Row. Crazy Bitch.
Oh.
It's probably another one, too. But
You mentioned the Guns N' Roses thing,
Yeah.
and I'm looking up Ticketmaster, and they're actually pretty affordable.
Really?
For what they are.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How much are the nosebleeds?
The nosebleeds, I mean, you're looking at about between 45 and 55.
Nah, you know what? Fuck the nosebleeds. Go down. What's like mid-level?
Mid-level.
Because that's not the first thing I would go for. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Yeah, no. For mid-level, you're looking at 95.
That's not that bad,
It's
honestly.
well, yeah, but you see, that's mid-level, like, further back, right? Because Alamo Dome's fucking huge. So, like, if you go more
it
towards
is.
a stage, I bet you anything
Oh,
that's
yeah,
going to be,
it's
like,
gonna be-
one something.
Yeah, so like for GA, you're looking at about, well, hold on, as I...
Yeah, go for it. No, go for it.
GA was $369 for a
Yeah,
ticket.
no, that's... I'd pay that for 2 tickets.
Yeah,
not for one
one
ticket.
No.
Yeah, so it looks like just standard admission for GA is 144.
What's the
What?
difference?
What's the difference between the
standard
standard and the...
I mean,
I mean, GA is GA, right?
Mine says standard $369.
Yeah, hers says... What side are you on? I'm just curious.
I'm on the Ticketmaster website.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm in the
That's
app.
how they get you.
Weird.
That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so-
it looks like Frank has some kind of discount we don't know about.
Yeah, because even like, see like, section 113, like the first row, a ticket on the aisle, not even a resale, was like $650.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is, okay, just not a resale, just standard general
Yeah.
pit
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
is $370.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Yeah. Now, you see, so they are kind of crazy. Like, if you want to go and be, like, nosebleed at the Alamo Dome, to me, is kind of
Yeah, and it's weird back
crazy.
there. It's kind of like
Oh,
cramped
yeah.
and
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's a
dim
little
and
creepy.
weird.
But I mean, my guess is that they're probably going to be bringing in a whole bunch of screens on tour with them.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'll be
Yeah,
able
but
to
still,
Sure,
I
but it
mean,
just still sucks.
yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
I mean, like, screens do help you, right?
If it
Because
was at a
Kim
different
and
venue, maybe.
Yeah.
because
Maybe.
Kim and I have been to a couple of shows where there's no screens and it's weird. Well, Ghost was a good example.
it
there
was-
was no screens
Kinda
there.
sucked. I mean,
and
the show was good, but like you couldn't
Yeah.
see anything if you were far like us.
yeah,
and then-
yeah,
You're
that's
just
the
like,
majority
you're
of
losing your
people.
phone. Like
Yeah.
Another weird one was
Yeah.
we saw Third Eye Blind, but the screens were in black
they
and
were
white.
in black and white.
which
They had them in
sucked.
black and
Oh,
white.
wow.
Yeah.
And that was a band choice because like a week later or 2 weeks later we saw Bob Zombie and they had
His-
the colored
the colored,
screen.
yeah.
So that was like
Yeah.
a band choice and that kind of sucked because I was like, really.
So I looked up Skid Row and Buck Cherry, and it's actually a co-headlining tour as well.
Interesting.
It's weird. It's called the Gangs All Here tour. Whatever. Speaking of stupid tours, well, I mean, I'm not gonna bash on them too much. Whatever. Buck Cherry's. I mean, some people like that kind of stuff.
How about the Welcome to the Jungle experience?
No. No. So today,
$5,000.
so today, Facebook really pissed me off. So I don't think we've ever talked about this band. Well, maybe we have. And Frank probably is aware of the news. I don't know if Britt is. We might have talked about it a little bit. But I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I get an ad that tonight Trapped is playing at the Amp Room, an acoustic show.
Who is?
Trapped.
I read about this. Yeah.
But so here's the thing. One, I don't have any kind of Trapped music on my Spotify. I don't listen to Trapped. I don't search for Trapped. I don't like Trapped on Facebook. I don't even like the Amp Room because of some situation that happened last year. So I don't like the Amp Room for
there's
personal
reasons
reasons.
not to like the Amp Room.
So I don't like them on Facebook. So I'm like, why am I getting this ad? And so that's happening tonight. And I just thought it was funny. Yeah, Trapped.
Frank, you're missing it. Dang.
I know you could have been there.
I know
right
you
now.
could have been there.
What is this? Are you a fan?
You're
Are
here
you a
with
closet
us.
fan?
No, just kidding.
It's just so weird because back in their prime, they wouldn't be playing the Amp
Oh
Room.
yeah. Back in the you're right.
Most
I
of
know.
the acts that are at the Amp Room would never have played there in their prime. They had modern English at the Amp Room.
And
But
it's
then,
like
yeah.
something it's like
Sad.
somebody said this in the comments, and I'm saying it for myself as well too. I've played at the Amp Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're playing somewhere that I've played, that's it's a little funny.
But also,
But,
I'm not surprised that they're at the Amp Room because I think a couple years back, their singer came out and was like
that's what I'm
saying
talking about.
all sorts of far right QAnon
boy.
stuff.
Oh, so you don't know about
No,
that.
I don't know
Okay,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the whole funny
yeah.
thing about it too,
Oh,
is
I
because
see.
they lost a lot of
kind of
fans.
blacklisted.
Yeah. Basically, they blacklisted themselves. I think he was banned from Twitter for a while too.
I think so. I mean, I don't know how the rest of the band feels about it.
I think
but
a couple of them left.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But apparently they fit right in with the Amp Room
Yeah.
because the Amp Room held like a Trump rally or something like
Really?
not that long ago.
But
or
there was
something.
something there was something else that happened too last year. But anyways,
Yeah.
we can talk about it off the show. But basically, Britt, that's the gist. He was like he was basically arguing with people on Twitter. It was like an article like every day pretty much. When Trump was in office still, I believe, right? I think this was when he was, or this might have been like right after and when Biden was doing his first year or something like that. He was just arguing with people and he was even, I think, he was something about, he was telling Trump that he would even throw a concert for him and his fans or something like that. I don't know. It was just a bunch
Are there
of
a whole
weird.
lot of Trump fans who are Trapped fans?
Well, here's the
now
thing.
I guess maybe.
It was kind
right?
of that thing where he
Yeah.
was like, I'm a fan of Trump's, so it was weird. Like he lost a lot of fans, but probably gained a lot of fans,
Yeah,
from that,
gained
which is
some,
weird. Which
yeah.
is weird. I should
Super
say
weird.
something. Anyways, that's the gist of it.
Which
but,
is funny because I was thinking about Stained, and I was thinking about Aaron Lewis. And
That's another one, yeah.
And this guy went country and just went full on right wing.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
know.
weird because I used to like Stained back in
Oh, I think everyone did to some extent.
back in middle school.
Yeah.
And
To some
Yeah,
extent.
I'm like-
Yeah.
and I think after a couple albums,
I never owned a Stained album.
No, and after a couple albums, I just dropped off because they just
Same.
didn't.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
I grew up basically.
Well, also too, they were to me one of
You
the
know?
more boring, quote unquote new metal bands that came out that new metal era.
I think what I liked about Stained is that they were really moody and dark, but it's they kept doing it over and over and over, and I just stopped.
I personally, just again my opinion, that has nothing to do with that other stuff. Even a long time ago, I just got tired of Aaron Lewis's voice.
So boring.
It's boring. I didn't stick with it after the early 2000s. But
I get very annoyed by bands that misspell their own name.
yeah, they're missing.
And I really especially hate bands who use numbers for letters. It's like
yeah, I think that irritates me a little bit more. But the misspelling thing,
like
I think
Dead Mouse 5.
Yeah, I think the whole misspelling thing. I think I kind of got accustomed to it because that's where a lot of bands were doing. When I was listening to stuff, so I was like, oh, okay, but yeah, even then, some of them are a little cringy.
Yeah.
It depends on the band, but yeah.
Speaking of Stained and Mardi Gras, Mario playing a cowboy Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, that was
the
interesting.
weekend before weekend of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I was here the weekend.
There was some requests for
Stained,
yeah,
yeah.
out in Bandera.
Yeah,
I'm just happy y'all survived that shit.
Well, the funny thing is that that month before they were trying to get us off that date, but we didn't know why. Well, they weren't trying to get us off it; they were trying to swap us, right? But I was like, well, I can't do that week before because it's my birthday, right?
Yeah.
So, so we ended up they told us, yeah, you can keep the date. We ended up keeping the date, and what happened was that the days before they had like, I guess, country-ish bands perform, and so they thought we were country. And when we said we weren't, some people were not very
You're
happy.
Like, hey, take a look at us.
Yeah. Some asked,
Right?
and
We
we're
look
like,
country to you.
yeah, and I'm like, no, we don't play country. Which it was just funny though, because the staff and the owners were like, they liked us, but it's because we had been there before. But like as soon as we walked in, like it was just like, again, it's fine, but like they weren't expecting us, and so
Especially when they label the event Cowboy Mardi Gras and
and have non.
So the crowd thinned out pretty quick, and it was whatever. We made it through. It was 4 hours, but we did it.
Oh, jeez.
And then we had a couple of people.
Were y'all the only band playing?
We were no. Well, there was a band that had played before us earlier that evening,
Were
like
they
at
country?
6. I don't know what they were actually. I didn't check to see what kind of music they were.
Yeah, they shouldn't call it cowboy anything if it's not a country band.
But yeah, we kind of got we got a little screwed up.
But when we saw the flyer, I was like, that's why they were trying to move y'all.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
I mean,
I just had $1 million idea.
Beer towel.
No, I'm just thinking if it was like a country thing, what if they did it like a bluegrass Mardi Gras and called it, I don't know, Mardi Gras?
Actually, they could have done that. I'll let them know that they can use you for
Next
marketing.
year.
All right, cool.
2 quick pieces of news real quick. Earlier this week, Stern Pinball, who's the manufacturer of pinball machines, they just released a Foo Fighters pinball machine.
What?
Pretty cool. Oh. So I looked at some of the trailers for the pinball machine, and it has like a whole, I think it's like a 10, 12 song Foo Fighter set list. It's like all hand drawn stuff. Of course, UFOs are involved in the table and in the storyline of the table.
Okay.
So that went on sale like earlier this week. So
Did you already pre-order yours?
yeah, I don't have an extra $3,000 to get a pinball machine, but Foo Fighters
I
pinball
thought it would
machine.
be more expensive than that.
I actually don't know how much it was because you
okay.
had to be on like a pre-order list, so I wasn't able to see the price. But I think it's like $3,000.
Was it like an actual pinball machine or just like
a
table
no,
topper?
pinball, dude, like pinball machine. Yeah, no, the Stern Pinball makes they make
Arcade grade
pinball machines, but they also make home versions too for some tables.
Okay.
So like they're a little smaller, but they're still big, but they're for home use.
I wonder, was Kiss the first band who had their own pinball machine?
I don't know. It's a good question. I actually have a Kiss pinball game for PlayStation 1.
Oh, that's fun.
On disc over here somewhere. But I don't know. They might have been. I feel like they're probably one of the earliest bands who were more what's it called?
Innovative with their merchandise or just their branding?
Maybe that too, but they were more easily to put on a pinball machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it fit.
Yeah, that would fit for like this looks cool. Not like putting what's their names, Jethro Tull on a pinball machine. But whatever. Last piece of news: Metallica.
Play flute.
Flute solo activated. But Metallica released their 3rd single for their upcoming album earlier this week too, with a music video. I heard it, thought it was 7 minutes long.
7 minutes.
I think I only made it to
Mario said, put it on, took a nap, woke up, was like,
yeah, I made it to like 4 minutes. The first single so far was the one that's impressed me the most. You sent it to us in the chat. They're having the CD release and album release party in theaters.
Yeah, I was at the Alamo Draft House. I guess you go. I don't know. Is there anything to watch?
Well, that's what's weird. That's what I was thinking too. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just do they just have it on the screen? It's like what's it called? Like the old school.
The Microsoft
waveforms.
The Microsoft
No, I don't know. I mean,
sound things.
I just imagine listening parties just being like, just a whole bunch of fans just either standing there or sitting there just listening to the album. And
Yeah, because I know record shops have them. Have y'all ever been to a listening party?
No.
Like for a release?
Never.
No.
Oh, interesting.
We went to
I've been to some
concert for
sing-alongs.
release.
Wait, what?
I've been to some sing-along.
Oh, sing along.
Yeah,
Okay.
like at the Draft House. It was for Weird Al.
Oh, you're right. We were at a release.
It was a concert.
But
The Third Eye
remember,
Blind one.
because of Taylor Swift, they don't do sing-alongs anymore.
Wait, what happened?
She sued the Draft House.
Oh, that's right. I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Oh well.
So they don't do sing-alongs anymore, which
I
is
mean, they could do it in the
bummer.
parking
Wait,
lot.
she did that? Why? I missed this. I guess.
Because
I'm curious.
They were what?
she
using
claimed that she was losing money
Yeah.
because they were people
using
were
her music. And
yeah they were using her music in her videos, and then they just have like the lyrics on the bottom and people just sing along, and she was not happy with that, or at least her lawyers weren't, and so they sued the Draft House, and the Draft House quit doing sing-alongs.
I have no idea.
I know, it's
Yeah.
stupid. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You don't
It's
have
like-
enough money.
I know. It's like
not
this
so-
one like tiny chain of movie theaters in
Right.
South Texas is really like
It wasn't like
Cramp in your
Santikos or
style.
like Cinemark was doing it or something. It was
yeah.
just,
Well, even
I don't know.
Santikos is local. Cinemark maybe is bigger, but I don't know.
I think
But-
Cinemark
Yeah, I think
is
so.
bigger.
I think they are,
So
yeah.
it's like
Yeah, or AMC or something. No, it's
AMC, yeah.
the Draft House.
And
Whatever.
something I want to bring up about
Taylor
singles. No, not Taylor Swift. Something I want to bring up about singles is
Frank's Taylor Swift second.
no. Well, I mean, okay,
I know,
so
just-
I've actually been listening like to some of the later stuff.
What?
I actually do like it.
Britt
Okay.
said, we're done. We're done.
Who
We're
are
done.
you?
That's just cute. If you want, I can edit
Like,
this out.
you're sleeping
First
with Jill.
Trapped and now
I'm just
Taylor
kidding.
Swift.
No,
just
no,
kidding,
no. I
though.
don't like Trapped, but I do like some of Taylor's more
What?
like.
Oh, stop and don't call her by her first name.
I like their friends.
You say Miss Swift, okay?
Miss Swift. Okay.
Like
Just kidding.
Writing a paper referring
Like
to
I
her
like,
by your last name.
I like some of the folky stuff that she does.
It's just
You know?
sad.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like the early stuff before
Like the
it started
country
getting
stuff?
like poppy, right? Because when she first came out, it was more country,
Country.
oriented, yeah. Which is, I guess, the more folky
Well,
stuff.
not necessarily. It's more like the later stuff, like in between, like in the 2020s, you know.
I'm not familiar.
No.
with
I'm
I
not
don't
versed
know.
enough
I'm
to
not-
know
yeah.
or care.
But
Sorry,
I think
Frank, you're
Sorry.
outgunned here.
Would you like to tell us what era of Miley Cyrus you like? To?
no.
Oh no, that's Mario's department.
Don't even. I will not ever.
That's
no. But I
Mario's
think
forte.
I think it's one of those things where I've learned how to like just listen to the music.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And
I'm not
so-
gonna
and
judge.
so-
That's very
like,
open-minded of you.
And
Oh,
so
nice
I'll
girl.
I'll listen to the music,
She
and
seems
you
like
know,
a nice girl.
and lyrically, like some of the stuff annoys me. But I think if you could just like tune out the voice and just listen to the music, it's actually quite good.
Oh.
But one thing I wanted to talk about, going back to the Metallica release thing, is do you think releasing too many singles before an album is out
I don't know.
sullies the anticipation for an album?
It was kind of weird to me that this is the third single and the album's not out till June. So I was like, damn, like I think we would have been cool with the first two. But then again, they might be trying to just like get as much out as early as possible since the tour, well, it starts in, I want to say like it might even start in June, I believe. They might even be touring before the album comes out because we see them in August. And I think, or maybe I'm wrong. Well, no, I am right that we see them in August, but I'm not really sure where in the touring that falls. But I think they're just trying to get it out. But yeah, I do agree with you. I'm not really a fan of that. But as they are touring soon, I think they're just trying to get as much out as possible,
Right.
so that everyone can whatever. But with that out the way,
Yeah.
who wants to start it? Because what are we gonna do? How many different ones do you have?
Hang tight. Let me see.
Because I only have one.
Me too.
Oh, shit.
One chain.
Yeah, one chain. I got one chain as well.
Let me see. I have to figure. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Damn, Britt.
I have 4, 5, 6, but like 2 or 3 of them are pretty weak and they don't go very far.
Oh, okay, Frank.
I
How
have
many?
1, 2, 3 decent ones.
Frank, how many do you have?
It's, I mean, one, but it's a long one.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that's fine. So, Britt, you're gonna start us off.
Okay.
You're gonna go with if you want, you can save your last chain for.
I think I should save like the one that
Yeah.
the best one. For
So would you? I guess what we can do is go off through the chains that you have now, right? Well, you go as far as you can.
Okay.
Then, right before you get to your last one, we'll go around. so that we come back to you and you finish it. Okay.
Okay.
Before we do that. So in that box, there's a.
Oh my God.
So,
okay.
What
could it be?
So before we were recording,
It's alcohol of some sort.
I said,
I felt it. I shook it.
So there
it says contains alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
Well,
So
hey.
there was a tall box.
Careful,
don't
let it fall off the table. I'm nervous.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture.
And so I've had this sitting in the
Oh,
office
maybe not that way.
for this show, for the podcast, for months, and we found out that it's been sitting there since June of last year. So I wasn't sure when when this was gonna happen or whatnot, whatever. And I was like, well, what milestone do I want to use this on? Whatever. We're very close to 100 episodes, so this is episode 89. I believe.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yes.
I thought we were. Oh wow.
Why is that a milestone?
No, this
Oh.
isn't a milestone. I'm saying 100 is a
Looks like-
milestone. That's not the milestone. This is our 666th drink on this for the show.
Oh, okay.
So
Cute.
yes, so
Is that after that one?
yeah, it's after this one.
666
This is 600. So
drinks?
the king cake beer that we
Gosh,
had
y'all
was
go.
665th
Wow.
drink that we've had for
That's
the show.
impressive.
I don't even this box has not been opened, so let me open this up.
What could it be? It's big.
It's a bottle of something.
It's a bottle of yeah.
I'm nervous.
Oh, it's got that foamy stuff. Yeah, that's. Well, you could probably cut a little
Yeah,
more on
you're
the side
right.
of the box, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, are you
now
gonna
let's
put
sip
it back
open.
in the box?
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, that thank you, Frank. All right.
Huh.
All right, guys, you all ready or what? All right. So for our 666th drink, I couldn't even say that.
Looks like wine.
We are going to have
Oh.
Oh.
Ozzy Osbourne's wine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
So,
Wow.
Kim, would you like to
I had no idea.
say what's on the label, what it's called,
Kind of
what
wine.
kind of wine it is?
Ozzy Osbourne Solar Red. And on the back it says, on August 21st, 2017, the U.S. will witness a total solar eclipse. An estimated 200,000 tourists will travel to southern Illinois to observe the point of greatest duration. On that day at 1:20 p.m., when the light turns to darkness, we will be watching Ozzy Osbourne kick off a concert with Bark at the Moon. Moonstock2017.com.
What the hell? 2017.
Walker's Bluff Winery is American red table wine, vented and bottled by the Cellar LLC, Carterville, Illinois.
So I'm guessing this is from 2017. It's pretty cool.
It's a
label.
vintage wine.
So he played,
and it's aged an extra year.
So
in
he
the bottle,
played.
in
So
the
he
ba- in the
played
bottle.
at
And the
an.
picture of Ozzy on the label is hilarious.
So he played at an eclipse. That's interesting. I didn't know about this. Did you
No,
know
that's
about
cool.
this?
No,
No, I mean,
2018
I knew
and
about
Eclipse in
the-
2018. Yeah, I saw it.
I knew about the eclipse. I knew a lot of people were because a lot of dealerships here in town were actually giving away
Little viewing glasses.
viewing
Oh, I
glasses. for it,
was
yeah.
at that one. That's right. I actually got off of work to go, but I didn't get glasses in time. So like an idiot, I had to take pictures of the shadows through the bushes and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you know
and
when
you
it
can't
was
look up.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't look.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like fuck. Like I got there too. So I was gonna do the viewing at SAC, and I didn't get there on time, and all the kids had like the kids playing around with their glasses, like the little kids. I'm like, why did they get glasses?
know,
And
like,
so
give 'em to me,
I mean, I
kid.
know why they got glasses to protect their eyes, but I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn it, I didn't get any glasses. But yeah, I got their and also too, I didn't order any, which sucks. Would y'all like to try it?
Yes.
Kim, would you like to do the honors? Okay, so like she said, this is from Walker's Bluff. So I've aged it in the office for a year in the dark corner. And so this is from 2017. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what to save this for, but I'm like, no, 666. This seems very appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is cool. Yeah.
But
and I'm impressed
also-
with you taking, keeping track of all that. 'cause
oh
that's-
yeah.
And also too, considering that Jupiter and Mars right now are in very close proximity, so that wine makes perfect sense.
I actually saw Mars a few days ago. So
Yeah.
one of the local weather men on TV. So Kim had showed me something that posted on his Facebook. I don't know what it was. And I was like, let me follow him, right? So I started following him, and one of these past nights, he said, if you look up at the moon, you're going to see a little red dot, and that's going to be Mars. Yeah. Sure enough, I went outside because we don't have a lot of light pollution out here. I looked up, and we saw it. So I fucking legit saw Mars. I need to buy a telescope. I've been wanting to buy one for like at least 3 years, the past 3 years.
You know, and I was trying to see it last night, but then we got really bad.
Oh, last night was crazy.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see it, but I think I've seen it in this night sky like these past couple of nights. I just didn't realize it was Mars.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool, and I was kind of surprised that I could see it with just my eyes because my eyes are pretty bad. But like I said, we don't have a lot of light pollution out here, so
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So all right, so Kim's.
Thank you.
Out.
Do you want to smell it?
The blood of Ozzy.
There it
is.
is.
The bat, bat blood.
Bat.
That's what he should have. That's what he should have called it. He should have called it bat blood. And he missed out.
And not pose like that on the label.
How's he pose?
It just looks scary, creepy.
It smells
look
very.
at his hand.
It smells very whiny.
Looks like it looks like a glamour shot.
Yeah, it does look like a.
Or what did y'all have? You had something else.
Huh?
Remember you told me about like the mall pictures.
Oh yeah.
The image
shots.
Yeah. I mean, when I was that's what it looks like, right? Yeah.
I never.
We called them glamour shots. That was the type.
I never
we had,
partook, but
no, thank God.
I was always given a lot of them.
Yeah, I remember when people would go and that's all kids would do is they would go and then just pass them out to everybody. And I remember I had a stack that people would give me too. I'm like, they all look the same.
Yeah.
And then everyone had the same hairdo. You remember?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you did it, but everyone had that one hairdo where it was like slick back and then like the little antennas. All the girls were doing that in our middle school. But Kim, is this your type of wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Kim's type of wine?
Kim, what's your type? Because she knows more about wine.
I love red wine, so
yeah, I do too.
Usually, most red wine, table red's pretty standard, pretty good. I do like me a red blend. That's probably one of my favorites. Merlot.
This is nice. It's smooth.
I like it.
Yeah.
But the flavor to me comes in like at the end. Like I taste like the.
At the front, it tastes kind of like those wines that I was telling you about, like the Stella Rosa. That's like like no alcohol, and it tastes like kind of a juicy, like a juice. Juicy like a juice.
Yeah, juicy
like a juice. Sorry, ranch water's coming through. Yeah. Mixing a lot of things here.
It was that king cake.
Yeah, the baby.
The baby. She got the baby. She swallowed the baby.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they should have put a baby in the can.
Right?
Nah, it's probably
a
choking hazard, but
oh no.
I mean, there's a warning. What do y'all give it? I give it a solid 4. I don't know much about wine, but I'm giving
I like it either. I don't know much about wine, but I say 4 too.
I say 4.
4. Okay, 4.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
it's smooth. It's not like bitter,
it's not too dry. It's not
too dry.
Too,
no.
Oh, Frank, everyone,
stuff.
Cheers real quick.
Yay.
We're coming up to 100 too.
Yay,
So
666.
Friends.
Before wait, did you? Oh yeah, you already talked about the beer, right?
Oh, I mean, I gave a description of it, but now that I'm actually drinking it,
Yeah.
You rate it.
Let's hear about it.
I mean, it says that it's a dry, but it doesn't feel like a dry.
Okay.
You know,
Irish dry.
to me, let me see. Well, let me just sip it.
Okay.
It tastes a bit
Nutty? No, I'm just kidding. That's Austin Powers reference.
No, it tastes a bit stoutish to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those are usually darker, if I'm correct, right? Those are dark beers.
Yeah, but like sometimes like you can tell when you're drinking a dry, and this one just doesn't feel like a dry. But it does have a nice flavor to it. I actually like that it doesn't feel like a dry.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with a 4 on this one.
4.
Yes.
All right. Well, with our second drinks out the way, Britt, go ahead and kick us off.
Okay. So the topic is that we are trying to make a chain of songs that reference other songs or other bands, and that see how far we can keep going. So this was the first one that I thought of whenever we talked about this topic, and it's not a super long chain, but it was the first one that came to mind, which is starts with a band that I love, the Dead Milkmen.
Okay.
They in the song "Punk Rock Girl," they mention Mojo Nixon.
Okay.
And Mojo Nixon has a song called Don Henley Must Die.
All right. That's rude.
And apparently there's a funny story behind it because Don Henley went to see Mojo Nixon and met Mojo Nixon, and Mojo Nixon discovered that Don Henley's like a really nice guy. And so apparently he changed the lyrics after that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but and then of course Don Henley in the song Boys of Summer mentions the Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But that's as far as I could go because the Grateful Dead don't mention anything except drugs. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
drugs.
That seems
and-
hard.
Yeah. So that was as far as I managed to go with that one. So
Okay.
Dead Milkmen and Mojo Nixon and Don Henley and Grateful Dead.
Okay. Question before you go on to your next one, because I know because you have the most. Were you able to close out any of your chains? Like, were you able to like make a circle?
Make a circle? Kind of. I have one that is somewhat circular-ish.
I mean, because I know technically that's not a rule in the 6 degrees of separation.
No,
So for those who don't know, I just want to just read the Wikipedia description real quick, because there might be some people that don't know what it is. 6 degrees of separation is the idea that all people are 6 or fewer social connections away from each other. So I think one example, me and Kim and I were talking about earlier, it's like if you guys said, let's see if we can make a connection from Mario to James Hetfield. So we'd have to name at least 6 handshakes. No, it couldn't be no more than 6 handshakes. So, like, who do I know? Like, I know Frank. Frank knows Kirk Hammett. Kirk Hammett knows James Hetfield. We did it in 4 handshakes. Yeah.
Dang,
so that's the gist of it.
Right.
As a result, a chain of a friend statements can be made to connect any 2 people in a maximum of 6 steps. So the maximum is 6. It is also known as the 6 handshake rule. So that's the gist of it. It's basically a chain, but what's weird is that Kim was doing her research and she's like, I want to close the circle so bad. I was like, you don't have to, and she's like, but I'm almost there. I ended up doing it by accident.
Oh, cool.
Frank, were you able to? Because I know you said you stopped, but were you able to like?
No, I mean, just when I was doing research, I just couldn't find a way to circle back.
That's cool. I had extra time on my hand, like surprisingly. So, I went in and I did extra research that I usually don't do. So, yeah. Britt, next one. What you got?
I mean, this is a week when it doesn't go too far because I'm saving like my longer list.
Yeah, no, go for it. How many links is it?
Just 3.
Okay. What you got?
Yeah. The band They Might Be Giants.
Okay.
They have a song about the Replacements. And the Replacements have a song called Alex Chilton. And then that's where it ends because I don't know. I couldn't find anything that Alex Chilton mentioned.
Okay.
So it's a short one. I have a couple of short ones like that where it was like, I have this idea because I can see the start of it, but then it doesn't really go too far.
Yeah, because then those artists are like, they either don't reference anybody or they're older and they don't, like we talked about. Yeah. So that one's a little more challenging. But yeah. What else you got?
Me?
Yeah.
More? Oh, shit.
Yeah, so go until you're going to hit your last one. Because before you hit your last one, then we'll go around. Because I know you got a lot of small ones. We all only have one. So.
Oh, shoot. Okay, okay. Well, another one that I had was that Weezer.
Buddy Holly?
Yeah, okay. So actually, I think I have this pulled up so I can tell you because I think this is interesting.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Weezer are they have a zillion references in their music. So here, there's one song.
They're name drop whores.
Yeah, one song that mentions in one song. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Gordon Lightfoot, Cat Stevens, Joan Baez, Eddie Rabbitt, ABBA, Devo, Pat Benatar, John Lennon, Bruce Springsteen, Grover Washington Jr., Quiet Riot, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Slayer, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, Michael Jackson, George Michael, Rick Astley, Terrence Trent D'Arby, Rob Bass, and DJ Easy Rock, Will Smith, and Nirvana in one song.
You could have gone...
Yeah, you could have gone a whole lot of directions with that, right?
But
all
that
from
seems
that one
hard.
song. I know.
Yeah.
And then they also, in other songs, reference Kiss, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss, The Beach Boys, Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Smiths, Timbaland, Slayer, Kiki D, Jay-Z, Audioslave, Rage Against the Machine, Joan Baez, Sparks, Aerosmith, Faster Pussycat, and the LA Guns.
What the heck? Damn, that's crazy.
That's just Weezer. So I know it's a little crazy. So I pulled off of that Sparks, the band Sparks, because Sparks has a song called "Lighten Up Morrissey," but then Morrissey doesn't reference anybody but himself. So Morrissey
you
references
technically close the circle there.
Morrissey references a whole lot of literature, but not a whole lot of music, and he doesn't really reference musicians, just poets and writers, playwrights.
Oh, there was somebody like that too on where I started, and I was like, oh, this person does the same thing. It was like a lot of like literary stuff, and I was like, oh crap, or authors I should say, and I was like, I'm kind of screwed here. Yeah, so that one didn't help. What else you got? Yeah, it's all you. It's mostly you this episode, Britt, because
I already talked about that one.
And also too, whenever you want a beer break, let me know.
Okay, we might have to beer break after this because I don't have a ton. Well, I have Lucinda Williams has a song about Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen has a song that references Hank Williams. I thought about trying to pull a Frank and do a technicality and say, well, Hank Williams Jr. But Hank Williams the first didn't really reference. I mean, shoot, he was the guy who's going to reference. So that one stalled out pretty quick too. But I did notice in my research that it's rap and country, man.
They're
rap, country, and Weezer.
Name drop whores. Hashtag name drop whores.
Yeah, big time.
But that was crazy about that one Weezer one. But shit, maybe. Yeah, that's crazy.
I know, right? One song, and you know who else references a whole lot of people? The Bloodhound Gang.
Oh, they did pop up on the list, and I was like, nah, I don't want to go down that hole.
Yeah. Right? You don't want to put that on the playlist.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, they have maybe 2 songs that are fine. Everything else is annoying. But
but they do you want to hear? Because they reference a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Prince, The Beatles, Guns N' Roses, Slash, Kenny G, Barry White, Frank Black, Marvin Gaye, Martha Raye, Lawrence Welk, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Public Enemy, A Flock of Seagulls, Pink Floyd, Randy Macho Man Savage, but he's not a musician, right?
He did do an album.
Oh, did he really?
I believe he did.
Okay.
If I'm correct, I think he did do an album.
The Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, Falco, Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling, did she do an album?
I'm not sure. While you keep going, I can pull it up.
Maybe she did
Pavarotti.
Let me see.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Journey, Tears for Fears, Merle Haggard, Frank Sinatra, Elton John, Wang Chung, and Iggy Pop.
Yeah, but you see, I feel the thing
they're almost as bad as Weezer.
But you see, the thing that sucks about them is I feel like with them it's more
gimmicky.
No, I was gonna say I'm not talking crap, but it's they're not
serious.
Yeah, they're
kind of joking.
Poking, yeah, kind of poking fun. Let me see, Tori Spelling.
She did a song, maybe.
I know something
right? Song.
Discography. No, she doesn't have any music credits.
She was listed, but I guess she's not.
Who was the other one? Randy Macho Man Savage?
Yeah.
I think he had an album. I think. Let me see. Randy Savage. Other media, professional. What the hell? He played
did
baseball?
The Slim Jim stuff.
Yeah,
he did. Slim Jim? Or was that
he did.
Roddy Piper?
No, he did Slim Jim.
Yeah,
he did the Slim Jim stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he actually, that's right. He did a rap album.
Oh, my God.
And he released it in 2003, and it's called Be a Man. It was, he had a diss track on there aimed at Hulk Hogan.
There's another reference.
Yeah,
did Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, did Hulk Hogan? I don't know. We'd have to go down that hole. But yeah, no. So he did have an album. I think his first song, his music debut, was on WrestleMania the album in 1993. He sang a song called "Speaking from the Heart," and it was basically a lot of wrestlers singing on the CD.
Oh boy!
I actually want to get that now and listen to it.
Right?
That's interesting. But yeah, I was sure that he had some kind of singing credit.
Was it one of those Feed the World type?
I know, right?
That's what it sounds like. All right, so next beer, keeping with the Mardi Gras thing that we started earlier, this will probably be the last one. Abita of course. Well, Beta's from Louisiana.
Yeah.
This is their Mardi Gras Bock. So it's a Bock. 6.5% ABV. Let me see. Oh, it's probably off. Damn it. So let's try this. We don't have a Beta's often, but a Beta's.
Well, it's a good brewery.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the times that Frankie and I went to New Orleans, we had a lot of Abita, and it was there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm starting to see more Beta. What's it called? Beers here. Types, I mean.
Yeah. I guess we got a beat up.
Oh, but
I'll allow it.
Edit that out.
No, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's fine. All right, so. Oh crap. Beer was beer time. Okay, so. The beer tail's a little weak.
Let's see. I'm gonna take the sniff test.
See this? Yeah. This tastes more like a Bock. It's a more malty, I guess, at the end. I don't know. It's pretty good. I like it.
I smell walnut in there.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's a
Yeah,
bit
I can
nutty.
see that because there is a.
It's a bit nutty.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's actually good. When I take a second drink. You know what? I kind of feel like I like it better than the Shiner.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
That or I'm just tired of Shiner because I've drank it so
Yeah.
much. But it's good. I give it a
It's sweeter than Shiner.
yeah.
I like it a lot. That's good. I'm going 5.
I think I'm gonna go with 5 too. Yeah, it's good. I can't find anything wrong with it.
No,
It's got a good flavor too. Kim, what do you give it? Got a pretty color too.
It does.
It does, yeah.
It's like
4.
toffee.
4? Okay. Yeah, it is like toffee colored.
To me, it looks like agave syrup sweetener,
Yeah, a little bit.
I think.
Yeah, it's not made with agave, but
Which is what I put in
It'd be
my
fine.
iced tea.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay. Britt, what's your next?
Again?
How many more? Yeah,
Me
how many
again?
more do you
I
have?
have 2 more, and
And then your final one?
no.
Oh, you 2. That's including your final
Yeah.
one. Okay, so go ahead and say one more.
Okay.
And then we'll start going around, and then Britt can finish it off with
Okay.
her final piece.
Okay. This one. Okay. There might be a Frankie technicality
Oh,
built
that's
in,
fine,
but
that's fine.
but not like too bad or
Yeah,
anything.
I think I have one of those too. But
Okay, I'm starting with David Allan Coe.
okay.
Because they're, these country boys, they like to talk about each other.
Yeah.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
And the song Willie, Waylon, and Me, obviously, he references Willie Nelson and Waylon
Waylon
Jennings
Jennings, yeah.
and himself, but it also references Bob Dylan.
Okay.
And Bob Dylan has a song called Highlands in which he references Neil Young.
That's funny. That one's on my list.
Oh, no way.
It's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Neil Young, this is where the technicality comes in because I'm working a little bit like backwards.
Okay.
Wrote the song Alabama in 1972. That's on the Harvest Moon album, which is like probably his most iconic album.
Mm-hmm.
And then Southern Man in 1970, so 2 years prior to that.
Ah.
And then Leonard Skinner came back and referenced that, but probably both. I think both of those songs really they reference in their song "Sweet Home Alabama," which came out in 1974, in which they kind of called him out and
Yeah.
said like, "We don't need you anyway, so go away."
Well, here's the funny thing about that. So I was actually I saw this. It was on TV, and I got caught up watching it. There was a really good Leonard Skinner documentary that came out.
Oh, hey.
I think it was called. I
Leonard
think it was
Skinner?
called Gone with
No.
the Gone. No, I think it was called Gone with the Wind. I think.
Oh.
I think that's what it was called. But there was a lot of stuff that I mean, obviously, I'm not like a huge Leonard Skinner fan, but when they were talking about going through the history, I was like, fuck, I know that song, I know that song, I know that song.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy, right? But these guys, like, there was this perception put on them where they were this Southern band that was like, this way or that way, when they really weren't. A lot of it was put on them from the label and the people around them, like the whole use of the Confederate flag and stuff like that.
Right.
None of that wasn't even them. They were just like playing music, and the record labels were like, oh, we need to
Like an image.
yeah, an image thing basically, because what happened was when they're basically like the starters of Southern rock.
Oh, yeah.
And so all these other Southern rock artists started coming up, and they the label wanted to make sure that everyone knew that they were the original ones that were like
I think there were
pioneers,
some before them,
yeah.
but they just didn't play that card so heavily. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like the ones that like pushed it.
The Allman Brothers were Southern, and they were around before Leonard Skinner.
Yes.
They just didn't like scream it from the mountaintops.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it was clear that that's what they were, but it wasn't played out that way.
But back to your songs. So so basically, Neil Young was talking about I think the governor of Alabama, and like how he was like racist and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so, but then, Leonard Skinner came back and like they were more like don't put down they were kind of using it like don't put down the people of Alabama, like we don't need you here if you're gonna, like, you're not from here, so don't.
Yeah.
Which
he said, the lyric I think in
Alabama we love the governor or something like that.
Yeah, but then there's also that part where it says, well, I heard old Neil, what does it say? I heard old Neil. I heard old Neil put us down. I hope Neil Young will remember the Southern man don't need him around anyhow. And because that's in direct reference to the song Southern Man. Yeah. Which is all about, I mean, and Alabama and Southern Man are both talking about Alabama and about how racist it was and how backwards and stuff. But again, it's true. I mean, Neil Young's from Canada. But at the same time, of course, Alabama was in pretty sad shape at that point.
Yeah.
But Neil Young is he's from the southern part.
Let's see, what was it called? Let me see, it was called. Was this it? Maybe I was
Southern
wrong.
Man and Alabama are the two songs from Neil Young.
No, I was talking about the documentary. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Shit, maybe it's this one. You know what? Maybe maybe the documentary was. I think I got the wrong title. It might be called "If I Leave Here Tomorrow." Supposedly it's on Netflix. Anyways, it's a damn good. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's a damn good documentary, but a music documentary if anyone likes that stuff. But so that was the last one you had, right?
Yeah, and that was like that one doesn't make a circle; it makes like a funky loop.
No, that's. I mean, and I was tempted to go start on that one, but I think I would have gotten stuck.
Yeah.
So,
you can't go too far from there. But I do know that Neil Young also had songs that referenced Bob Dylan. Apparently, they were friends.
Yeah.
Or are, I'm not sure.
Actually,
I mean, they're both still.
He's on my list, and he actually references one that's not very. We wouldn't have thought that it was someone.
Who, Neil Young?
Yeah,
or
Neil
Bob
Young.
Dylan?
No, Neil Young. Yeah, I'll get to. I'll get to it.
I'm excited.
Frank, Kim, who wants to go? Rock, paper, scissors. How many steps is yours?
It's like, a little different.
It's a little different, yeah. But it's all tied.
Okay.
But you were talking about documentaries. I just want to mention that I watched a Randy Rhoads documentary on Netflix also a couple weeks back.
Damn, I gotta get on Netflix more.
And it was actually pretty cool. And he talks about how going to an Alice Cooper concert actually made him get into heavy music.
Oh, shit. Huh, okay.
Because he was thinking, because some friends of his are going to drag him to an Alice Cooper show. And he was under the impression that it was like a woman folk singer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then his friends were like, "Well, once you see her, you'll understand."
Yeah. That's funny. You kind of tied us back to this. To us.
To Ozzy.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's cool. So I just
did
my
glamour shot. I'm sorry.
I did my own little thing there.
Yeah, you did your own thing here. All right. So okay, go ahead and kick us off.
So mine doesn't necessarily. It's in the same realm, but it doesn't quite follow the rules. I mean, it does, but I guess once you hear it,
I'm curious.
You can.
It better not be like they share like the same letter in their name, or
no.
I'm just kidding.
No. So what I have in front of me is a book called "I Love Rock and Roll, Except When I Hate It," written by Brian Boone, and it was published in 2011. And it's basically just like a music critique book.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny.
Because it's hilarious. I love it.
It's pretty funny. There's like facts about stuff that you didn't even think you needed to know, but it's all in here. Yeah. So it's a good book. But this little thing I'm going to talk about, it's how a lot of bands are tied to the Pixies.
Huh.
And it begins with most alternative rock groups of the 90s and beyond are all somehow born out of the Pixies. To keep track, here's a handy Pixies-related alt-rock band's flowcharts. So we start with the Pixies, who are Frank Black, Joey Santiago, Kim Deal, and David Lovering. Next chart, In 1988, Kim Deal formed the side project called The Breeders, along with bassist Josephine Wiggs and drummer Britt Walford, later replaced by Jim McPherson. Next one. Tanya Donnelly went with The Breeders over her previous band, Throwing Muses, which she founded with her stepsister, Kristen Hirsch. Next one. Tanya Donnelly left The Breeders in 91 to form Belly. She was replaced.
We talked about Belly on our body part band.
Yeah, I think I remember that band.
Yeah.
And so, yes, she formed Belly. She was replaced by Kim Deal's twin sister, Kelly Deal. Remember, Kim Deal, we're still tying back
tied to the Pixies directly, yeah.
Next one. During a hiatus from The Breeders, Kim Deal and Jim McPherson formed a band called Amps. Next one. Kelly Deal, Kim Deal's sister, formed her own band, the Kelly Deal 6000. Then we go to the next one. Tanya Donnelly's solo albums have featured drumming by David Lovering of the Pixies. So you can see how they're all.
It's all connected.
Next one. David Lovering was a member of Cracker, an offshoot of Camper Van Beethoven.
Which we talked about in our transportation.
Yeah, I remember that band coming up. Yeah,
Camper Van Beethoven. Yeah.
Cracker though, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're like directly related to Camper Van Beethoven.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now the next one. Another member of Belly was Gail Greenwood, formerly in L7, also home to Jennifer Finch. Next one. Jennifer Finch was once in a group called Sugar Baby Doll with Kat, I don't know how to pronounce that, Bieland?
Yeah.
Of Babes in Toyland, and Courtney Love of Hole.
Oh shit. Okay.
Now the next one. Hole also employed Jill Emery, Eric Erlandson, Melissa Alfter-Marr. Next one. Melissa Alfter-Marr was in Smashing Pumpkins with Billy Corgan, Jimmy Chamberlain, and James Iha. Now the next one. Billy Corgan formed Zwan with Jimmy Chamberlain and Pazlin Fontaine. Next one. Pazlin Fontaine was in A Perfect Circle with James Iha, Maynard James Keenan, and Geordie White. The next one. Geordie White was in the touring version of Nine Inch Nails, and Maynard James Keenan is the frontman of Tool. Next one. Pussifer is a pseudonym that Maynard James Keenan uses for solo work. Among those who have contributed to the group are Tim Comerford and Brad Wilk of Rage Against the Machine and Audioslave.
Yep.
Next one. The lead singer of Audioslave is Chris Cornell, formerly the frontman of Soundgarden. Next one. The lead guitarist of Soundgarden was Kim Taeo, who contributed to Dave Grohl's death metal band Probot.
Oh yeah, Probot.
Next one. Dave Grohl contributed guitar work to David Bowie's album Heathen. And to end it, David Bowie is the guiding spirit and grandfather of alternative rock, who was asked to perform on stage with Bowie for Fashion at Bowie's 50th birthday party concert in Madison Square Garden '97. Frank Black of the Pixies.
Huh. Interesting.
And another little funny one here is that now Pazlin Fontaine, who was formerly of A Perfect Circle and Zwan, now plays bass for the Pixies.
What?
Yeah, hey, that brings it even more round.
It's kind of weird because, like, that is, like, one of those things where it was, like, all these people were, like, in the same, like, what's it called?
Like
circles, and they were, like...
metaverse.
Yeah. Well, like, they were...
The way I like to explain it is, like, once you read all this and stuff, and then it's, like... Everybody's sharing girlfriends.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it like. Yeah, it's like I'll stick with you to do a side project, and then then that.
Yeah, then they offshoot.
Yeah.
That's little.
I think
it's like a family tree.
Yeah, it's like their own little. That was like their own little. Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. Kim. I know Kim's been doing research.
All right.
On hers for a while.
For once.
But she's been like she was like into it, and she was like, I gotta close the circle. It's like, Kim, you don't have to close the circle. She's like, yes, I do.
It's hard. It's like you want that closure, but it doesn't always.
I mean, according to the rules of 6 degrees, you don't. Okay. It doesn't have to connect. But Kim got to that point where she's like, I want it to connect. But I'm curious.
So my first person that I started with, because I don't know, like this was just the one that kept popping into my head, was Eminem mentions Dr. Dre and Forgot About Dre. And the couple of lines is, nowadays, the one that everybody knows, nowadays everybody wants to talk like that, something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre mentions Snoop Dogg in I'm Still Dre. The line is, who do you think brought the oldies, Eazy-E's, Ice Cubes, and the DOC's, the Snoop D-O double G's?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds hard because they all reference.
Snoop Dogg, in his song Drop It Like It's Hot, mentions Skateboard P, who is Mario's favorite person, Pharrell.
Oh, I can't say his name.
The other line in the Dr. Dre song I'm Still Dre was, well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping again. That was another one. So he mentions him quite a bit in that song. But Snoop Dogg mentions Skateboard P, references to him as Skateboard P, which is Pharrell, and Drop It Like It's Hot. And the line is, and think before you fuck with little Skateboard P.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Pharrell references, so I can prove it, references to himself as Skateboard P in his song Can I Have It Like That, and the line is, my name is Skateboard P. But he also references Nelly Furtado, and the line is, flying like a bird like Nelly Furtado.
Okay.
And then I was like trying to figure out how I could, like you were saying, I wanted to close it. I wanted to close it. But then I was like, no, you know what? I want to add one more person. So I added somebody to the top of my chain.
Okay.
Which is one of the queens herself, Nicki Minaj. And she has mentioned Eminem in a plethora of her songs and verses many times, like at least 6 or 7 times. So in Roman's Revenge, she mentions, Roman, stop it. You've got mad, I tell you, mad. You and this Slim Shady, what's going on? They'll lock you away. She was featured in Ciara's I'm Out. And the lyrics, man, fuck you and your lady gun, but because you're shady.
It sounds like me.
And that was possibly a response to Eminem's verse on Bad Meets Evil, Fast Lane track. She also mentions him in a song called Want Some More. The line is, who had Eminem on the first album? Who had Kanye saying she's a problem? She mentions him in a feature on YG Big Bank. Told him I met Slim Shady, bagged an M. Once he go black, he'll be back again. Also in Barbie Dreams, M cop the Barbie Dream House. Then you gotta play the part. I ain't trying to bust it open in the trailer park.
What the?
And also in her song LLC, Pink Friday had Eminem spit hard, but I'm feminine. Iconic trio on Monster, Goblins, and Gremlins. So I was trying to figure it out, and then I was like, oh, Nicki, and I put her at the top. So that was my little chain, my little hip hop chain for y'all. Also, when looking for songs and things, I found that, damn, this was a while because I got to go through here. That like the ultimate song is that has all these references in it. I believe is a Jay-Z song. And it, like, the whole verse is like, I don't know the tempo, but it's Snoop dogged it, Nelly came down, the face mob kept it ghetto for H-Town, Luda moved digits after he moved bitches, Drake's up next, see what he do with it, Rule had a run, couple movie parts, T.I. literally wanted to shoot up the charts, what's up Jeezy, what it do, y'all remind us of the early 92s, Outkast landed, 3,000 was ill, like a male version of Lauryn Hill. Mobb Depp shook it, but Prodigy took it a little too far. Can't fuck with Brooklyn. Wu-Tang Gang banged it. Meth 8 Ray took on a date and with the purple tape.
Dang.
Passed on to Asin and then Ghostface. They had a hell of a run, standing ovation.
Dang, it sounds like he beat Weezer on that.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we have to count, but
Maybe.
that's crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
all right,
All
good.
right, cool.
Very nice. Yeah, I was just showing Frankie that I found that Aqua references some.
What the hell?
Apparently, in a song called Sucker for a Superstar, they reference the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and David Bowie.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a
I figured Frankie would have run with that, right?
Yeah, I thought you would too, but
Since they're his favorite band.
I know, but it was just
He was
really,
trying to save it for someone else,
Yeah.
but we didn't.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
because people need to appreciate Aqua more.
yeah,
This is true.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we need to shine a light on Aqua.
All right. I'll go next, and then Britt can finish this off with her.
But I think Kim won with what was that,
Whoa,
27?
Yeah. That was like a lot of
chain.
that was a lot of name drops. Okay,
Should we
so
have beer?
yeah. Let's have a beer. Let me get it.
I would tell Frank to do a dad joke, but his last one was a bummer. I'm just
I
kidding.
thought it was cool.
Oh, it was cute. It's cute. I'm just teasing you. I think I
What
even
you got?
like. There it is.
Okay, what you got? What joke?
Oh, what do you got? Oh, that looks interesting.
Joke? No joke?
No, I was just thinking about Abita, and a few years back Britt and I, we were in New Orleans, and we just stumbled upon this really dark alley vampire bar.
Yes.
Oh, I think y'all told us. I
Yeah,
think
it
y'all
was
told us
quite
about
cool.
Yeah,
this.
we were just walking the French Quarter at night, I think just trying to find something to do. And then we just saw this alley that was just dimly lit.
So we were like, let's go.
In red,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds safe.
Yeah, in New Orleans. Yeah,
In
let's
red,
go do that.
In red light. And, it's a creepy hallway, or an alley,
it's
rather.
An alley, yeah.
And it's maybe about 4 feet wide, and it's like you have no idea where you're going, but you see the lights, so you're automatically you're just drawn to it. And then we turn an L, and then there's a person on a stool.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking us for IDs, and so we're like, sure, okay. So, and then he looks at our IDs. He's like, okay, y'all go in. We go in, and it's just a bar. It's just like a really small, tiny bar. It was just so cool. One of those things that we weren't even looking for. We just stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
But I think that night we had pretty much every variety of Abita up to that point.
Oh, and that's the place that had the Marilyn Manson absinthe or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
that he calls Mansynth.
Okay.
Which I almost
Yeah, it was expensive.
almost got a shot of, but when the chick said it's like 120
Holy
bucks,
Yeah, we're like, no,
100
no, thank
120
you.
bucks a shot. I was
We're
like, no.
hell no.
Yeah, it was funny. So there was this Mexican restaurant that Kim and I used to go to, and they always had this little advertisement.
Like the drink of the week.
Of the drink of the week
month
or whatever.
some shit.
Yeah, and there was one. Do you remember what it was called? I forgot what it was called. It was like some
it was like a maybe margarita base or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was called it was like something that was with money, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, and you get a glass if you buy it, and I was like, nah, not this time, whatever. And then that one day that I was gonna get it, I was like, nah, I don't feel like drinking that right now, and she got a margarita or something probably, and so it turns out that the drink was like $80-$90 or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think
thank
so.
you.
Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't get it.
It's crazy town.
Yeah, but no, I'm good. Okay, so next one. So I guess it's keeping with the New Orleans kind of vibe a little bit. It's called Voodoo Love Child. And,
hey, all right.
Yeah, so it's got a little skeleton with fruits. This is a fruited Belgian-style tripel, 9.5%.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but it's fruit, so maybe...
yeah, that'll lighten it up.
Yeah. So it's from Medville, Pennsylvania. Like I said, it's 9-point-something% ABV. I don't think we've ever had anything like this before on the show, so this is gonna be interesting.
What brewery did you say?
The brewery, Voodoo Brewing Co.
Huh.
Brewing
from
Co.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Voodoo Love Child, right? Yeah, Voodoo Love Child. I was wanted to make sure I got that right. All right. Kim's gonna do the honors while I write
The
this down.
label's cool.
Yeah, label's pretty cool. We've never seen anything from this brewery.
There's a bunch of free floating fruit, which reminds me of Pac-Man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does look like
yeah.
Pac-Man. Let's see. So, it's very light. I was expecting more color.
It's pretty. I mean, it's beer color.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it looks like beer. Yeah.
It is.
Kind
So.
of looks like. Frankie, do you still have those socks that look like beer?
Oh, I got some of
I
those.
think so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Where
those
it's like the
socks.
yellow socks
Yeah,
with
and
the
it's
foam at the
yeah.
top.
It smells. I don't know. It's weird. It smells like a Martin House sour, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh,
It doesn't taste like a Martin House sour.
it doesn't.
It tastes like a Hefeweizen almost.
yeah, a little bit. It's earthy at the end. The front's weird though. It tastes like
Yeasty.
Well, the end, yeah. But what about the front? You didn't get all that weird, funky fruitiness in the front? like I can't tell if it's good or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But it is earthy in the back.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Hefeweizen. Like kind of in the middle to the end, it starts to taste like a Hefeweizen.
Kim says no.
But it's not as smooth as a Hefeweizen.
It's like IPA.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit tastes like, and I think that's from the
like an
Tripel
IPA,
part.
Yeah.
What do you give it?
I don't get really any fruit,
Yeah, me neither.
especially not all the ones that are promised to me by that label.
by the label, right?
Yeah, because I see like passion fruit and
Grape
strawberries.
and-
and
yeah,
all
or I
kinds
think
of
that's
stuff.
grape or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't say
Yeah.
anything on here.
Liars.
I give it a 2.5.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like in the middle for me.
Me too.
Kim, 3. Okay.
Oh, Kim likes it more than us.
All right. So, where I'm gonna start, mine's a little. I guess it starts with a kind of a technicality.
Uh-oh. Well,
Not really.
you know, Frankie paved that road for
Yeah.
us. So
Well,
Yeah.
well, y'all could tell me how hard the technicality is. I don't think it's like that bad. But my first one is Metallica. They have a song called "Murder One," and it was off their 2016 album "Hardwired to Self-Destruct." "Murder One" is actually, and if you hear the song and you read the lyrics, then you know right off the bat, even though they don't mention him by name. But the song is about Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. So the song's about him, and I believe he had passed away shortly before this, if I'm
Okay.
correct. So Metallica, Lemmy, you know, they ran into each other a few times. I think they did some songs they jammed out together, some videos online. But anyways, so the song references the aces and stuff. There's the lyrics that say "Aces till you die," which of course is a reference to Ace of Spades. "Living to Win." There's a whole bunch of Motorhead song references in the lyrics. But the key thing is that the music video for Murder One is animated, and it's Lemmy. So it's like an animated Lemmy. They got an artist to do them, and it's just Lemmy playing bass, smoking, driving cars, and stuff. So it's about him. You can tell more if you see the music video. But also, too, Murder One is actually the nickname that Lemmy gave his bass amp. So, yeah. So
Interesting.
if you know all that, then you're like, oh, that song's
makes
about
a lot of
Lemmy.
sense, yeah.
So my chain starts off with Metallica, Murder One. So then it goes to Motorhead. So Motorhead has a song that was on their album 1916. That came out in 1991. No, sounds a little confusing. The song was called Ramones. The song is about
the
Ramones. Yeah.
Ramones, yeah.
So the song is basically just talking about them. It names like all the guys in the band. It's talking about like where they came from, what they look like how they dressed. Pretty much like the beginning of the song says, "New York City, NYC, pretty mean when it wants to be. Black leather knee-hole pants. Can't play no high school dance. First tone, hear him go, hear him on the radio." Then the chorus, he's spelling out Ramones, and then he says Ramones. He talks about CJ. He name drops them: CJ, Marky, Johnny, Tommy. So Motorhead to Ramones. So I had to go on from the Ramones. Ramones had an album called End of the Century that came out in 1980. They have a song called "Do You Remember Rock and Roll Radio?" This actually references a few rock and roll artists. It actually references Jerry Lee, John Lennon, T-Rex, and Old Molty? Molty? I don't know who that is. So I was like, okay, where do I go from here? I went with John Lennon. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be tough. I don't know if John Lennon has referenced anybody. So John Lennon actually had a song called "God," and it referenced Bob Dylan. So I think that one referenced a couple of artists too, but I went with Bob Dylan.
Okay.
So this is the one where Britt
Where we
comes in.
overlapped.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
one where we overlap. So Bob Dylan, of course, Britt was talking about the song Highlands, and he mentions Neil Young. So that was off of Bob Dylan's 1997 album, Time Out of Mind. So going to Neil Young, I was like, okay, where am I going to go from here? So this one's a weird one. I don't know if Britt knows about this one or not. He has a song that came out in let me see. Came out. It was recorded in '78. Came out in '79. I think he only released it as a single. It wasn't like really on an album.
Huh.
From what I see, or let me see. Oh no, I'm wrong. It was off the album Rust Never Sleeps.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a part 2 to one of the songs that was on that earlier on in that album, and it's called "Hey Hey My My Into the Black."
Yeah, I know that song for sure.
References Johnny Rotten.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Johnny Rotten. From there, I was like, okay, I had to go on from there, which I got lucky on that one because I was 70-something, late 70s.
Yeah.
It was Neil Young. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to stop here. But no, I got lucky.
No, you got Johnny Rotten.
Got Johnny Rotten. So Johnny Rotten, I went into the Sex Pistol stuff. There was no references there.
Yeah.
But
what'd you do? PIL?
Yeah. So I went from Johnny Rotten, of course. Johnny Rotten's real name is
John Lydon.
John Lydon, who went on to form
PIL,
Public Image Limited. So they had a pretty lengthy career.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Albums and stuff, and I think they were like they were on like hiatus or something for a while, like split up or something, and then they reformed.
Yes, and I got to see them in concert. It's been some years, but at one of the Fun Fest in Austin, they played. I don't know what year it was. Yeah, probably 10 years ago.
So I remember you telling us about that. So there
I
was
got their autograph. I met Johnny Rotten. He signed
I
my
remember
CD.
you talking about that.
He
That's
drew
right.
boobs on it. I laughed. He laughed.
remember.
I have a picture of us laughing together. It's great.
So this one's a little weird because it did. I am going to Johnny Rotten, but so there was this period where John Lydon was not. Something happened and he wasn't with the band when they were writing music.
PIL or
PIL,
really? Okay.
with PIL. So what happened was they were working on an album that was never released, and it was called Commercial Zone. They released it, but like unofficially. So it was recorded in '82 and '83, and it was released by the founding guitarist Keith Levine in '84. But like I said, it's not part of like their official discography. The weird thing is that they recorded a song called Lou Reed Part 1. Oh. So there's a Lou Reed Part 1, Lou Reed Part 2. But the interesting thing is that it's an instrumental. Oh. So John Lydon's not really singing on it.
Right.
So the story is like he was away somewhere like doing a movie with somebody or something. Or somebody was doing a movie and he was with them. Oh. So something happened, he wasn't there, and that was an unofficial release for PIL, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, cool. I get to circle around a little bit because like I'm not super familiar with Lou Reed, but my list started with Metallica, and Lou Reed did an album with Metallica called Lulu, which wasn't very well received. But that album came out in 2011, and it's actually 22% of Google users like this album.
22%.
22%. So, like, some people are like, well, yeah, if you're like in that, you have to listen to it and not listen to like all the negative stuff that people have said about it. Then you can hear what it's really about. Either way, it's a very polarizing album. But so mine actually closed. Lou Reed and Metallica.
You could have also spun off of John Lydon with Africa Bombata because together they did that song World Destruction. It was like one of the very first ever like rock rap combo.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that right off the top of my head. So like I didn't even see it when I crossed on here. So yeah.
And then Africa Bombata, I don't know. You'd have to like dig and see if he referenced anybody, but I'm not sure.
Africa
Bombata.
Bombata. It's not Mombata?
Bombata.
I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, shoot it.
Africa Bombata.
Oh, but with a D? That's what it comes. Oh, I see him. Yeah, it's Africa with a K.
With a K.
Oh, Bombata. Bambaata.
Bombata.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay. No, yeah, I didn't know about this. He's a DJ, rapper, and producer from South Bronx, New York. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Like a super early hip hop guy. I mean, one of the founding fathers.
See, I feel if somehow we would have done one together, we probably would have gone pretty far.
That's true.
Yeah,
because I'm sure he references somebody for sure,
especially since he's in hip hop.
Yeah, and I know that there were the Beastie Boys were going to see him live and stuff like that. I mean, so there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Okay, cool.
And the B-Boys reference a lot of people too. I was just having a hard time like following through with it, you know.
Yeah. Like me, like I didn't know all these songs, and I actually had to. Man, it took me a while because I was like, oh shit. But so mine was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps.
Yeah, you guys beat me for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're down to Brit.
Yeah, and I didn't go. It's not as long as yours for sure.
Oh, no, that's cool.
So this one also, I think I had another one that started with this band. Yeah, this one also starts with "They Might Be Giants," and they're super fun. Yeah, they also made kids albums, and my kids had those albums. There's "They Might Be Giants," "Here Come the 1, 2, 3s," and "Here Come the ABCs.
I want to say they're on tour this summer too.
Who knows? They very well may be. But
while you do that, let me check.
They have a song called "Raleigh," like the city. And it references the Reverend Horton Heat, which, you know, from Dallas, from here. The Reverend Horton Heat has a song called "You Can't Get Away From Me" that references the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, okay.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers and "Give It Away" reference Bob Marley, right? Bob Marley and the Wailers, there's a song called "Punky Reggae Party." That song references the Damned, the Clash, the Jam.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I I took the Clash, and the Clash referenced the Jam in their song White Man in Hammersmith Palace. It's not a complimentary kind of reference.
Okay. All right.
They talk about what is the lyric? It says, gosh, I'm trying to find it. It's basically saying, like, there are new bands coming up, and there it is. The new groups are not concerned with what there is to be learned. They got Burton suits, huh? You think it's funny, turning rebellion into money. Yeah, because the Jammed were not. Remember, they were mods. It was a whole different thing.
Yeah,
they weren't
like
all about. And you know, the Clash were like social justice, like Warriors Deluxe, and they were all about, you know, that. And the Jam was just, you know, they weren't doing that exactly, and they were clean. They weren't dirty little, you know.
See, I didn't know what that was, and I remember when you talked about that when we were doing the Decades episode.
Yeah, the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit, I didn't know about that at all.
Yeah, so that was mine, and I think that was only 6. So I did 6 degrees.
Okay. Well...
Because I tried to find something from the Jam, and I tried, like, the other way, like, can I grow it from the top? Like what Kim was saying, like, can I go up and, like, find something that references They Might Be Giants? I couldn't. Nah, I couldn't. But I was pretty stoked.
They Might Be Giants is going to be at ACL live on May 21st.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's on a Sunday. So, yeah, I knew they were, like I said, everyone's on a damn tour this summer, which is hard. But I forgot who they're touring with, but... yeah, but anyways, no.
Wow. Okay.
I think we did good for it being a really difficult one.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
it
learned,
was fun though, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Once
fun.
I got into it, it was hard to start, but once I started, I was like, oh, okay. I you know, I got into a little groove, and but yeah, that was pretty cool. We could try one more beer if y'all want.
Sure.
Then, like, I don't know if we were talking about it on the mics when we were doing this, but I don't know what next episode. It'll probably be like in 2 weeks or something. But I don't know what it's going to be about. It might be something spring related. It might be
2 weeks from now is St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's. Okay, so let's try. So we have 2 weeks. So let's see if we can come up something themed, maybe with something green or, you know, something.
Because we've done Irish music and food,
which
and
was
beer
one of our most popular episodes.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
but
so.
you know, there's always more.
Yeah,
Irish music,
yeah,
Irish food, and Irish beer.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll think of something, or maybe something like songs about leprechauns or something. I don't know. Songs about Irish.
The Leprechaun soundtrack.
Something. Yeah, the Leprechaun soundtrack. Yeah. Let me grab a beer and then we'll figure it out.
Well, speaking of Leprechaun and soundtrack, Ice-T is in one of the Leprechaun movies, Leprechaun in the Hood. So y'all know.
Ice-T.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so our last beer for the episode is from 903 Brewers. This can took a beating.
Yeah, it sure did.
I feel like we've been having 903 Brewers beers more often.
Well,
but-
they're good. They're good
Yeah,
beers.
they're getting better. I remember when we didn't like them at first. Where
What did we
were-
have at first? What types?
I think they had a pickle beer when
Oh.
the first Martin House pickle beers came out, and I think they were trying to jump on too, but that didn't really sit well with us. And then there were some other ones too. This one is their. You ever had
those animal cookies?
Circus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So this is 903 Brewers from Sherman, Texas. It's their frosted animal cookie
Aw.
beer. It's a buttercream and cookie flavored stout. Unfortunately, it's a stout,
stout.
but it has buttercream.
Okay.
So
I know.
I'll open
I
this
was
one.
like, ooh.
I'll
Oh
open
wait,
this one.
a stout. I mean, like seriously, the only stout I drink is Guinness.
No.
Like,
Well,
because it doesn't taste like any other. Maybe your pen. Hey,
There we go.
he did it. He did it. The can is so
that hurt.
deformed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
You know what they should? You know what they should have done? They should have put those little, those little candy little dots that are on the cookie. Should have put the sprinkles. Yeah, sprinkles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word. I'm sorry. I couldn't
Well, you
think of
know,
the
in
word.
some parts of the country, they call those jimmies.
Oh, really? Well,
Yes.
there was no jimmies in there.
No jimmies.
They should have put jimmies in there.
They would have dissolved.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to actually. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So
You know,
also too. Oh no.
I have a cousin who once was trying to open a beer, but the tab broke off.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like any other normal person, shotgunning it.
Oh, is that what normal people
Oh,
do?
well-
Well, I guess when you lose your tab, right?
Yeah.
He bit the top off
What?
of the thing. And then
What?
just, like,
I think I've seen someone do that online.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's probably him.
Ow.
But yeah, because I
Maybe.
forgot those can come off, but it's kind of
Wow.
hard.
yeah.
Well, before we try it, just want to say that we have another topic set up. I don't know when it's going to happen. Probably after the next one. It's for Easter, and it's going to be. It's going to be
Songs about Satan. Nah, I'm
No,
just kidding.
it's going to be about. Well, it's funny because it's going to be. It's kind of like a two-part. So it's like a Christian and Christian rock bands. So it's going to be about bands that people thought were Christian rock bands, like Lamb of God.
Lamb of God.
So that's one part. The other part is going to be bands who people didn't know were Christian rock bands that broke into the regular mainstream.
They
So-
started as Christian, but they're.
Well, no, they are Christian.
still
they,
are.
They still are. They're just in the mainstream, and people don't know that they're Christian because there are bands that were like
Like
that
you
are
two.
They're Christian.
They started that way.
Oh, they did. Oh, we see. That's a different. Well, I guess we'll.
They were all about Jesus in those early days.
Damn it, bro. Okay. Well. What? But did they?
They abandoned Jesus.
No, but was I gonna say did they identify like as a Christian rock band though?
I do not know the answer to that
Okay.
question because I try to avoid information about them.
Okay. So, well, maybe you can bring it out for St. Patrick's.
I'll try.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
The
just
whole
kidding. I'm
nation
just kidding.
of Ireland does not acknowledge them.
But so that's gonna be our Easter-related topic. I just thought it was funny because there are bands that like some people think these bands are Christian or not. Blah blah. What's okay? So let's taste it.
It's okay. It's a very sweet stout. Which helps it avoid the aftertaste of most stouts, which taste either like coffee, chocolate, or cigarettes.
It's so
I
funny
still
because
just
it doesn't taste like the cookies.
no, it does not. It
It
doesn't
kinda-
taste anything like them.
It tastes like the other one, the other stout we had.
Yeah,
it
which
tastes
was
like any
Which
other
was
stout.
that
this
one.
one?
The king cake
But
one.
this one was better, I think,
Yeah.
because it had a little more sweetness to it and tasted like a pastry. To me,
This one tastes very sweet to me. I don't know. I mean,
like it. Are you talking about this one?
No,
Or this one.
the frosted
cookies.
animal cookie.
It's sweet,
one.
but not in a good way.
Did you smell this one?
I give it
Don't
a
like it. No me gusta.
2.5. Like it's fine. It's not horrible, but it's not like what I wanted.
Yeah.
So 2.5.
It definitely
1.5.
smells like cookie.
1.5
Yeah?
for Kim. Yeah, a little bit. It does a little bit smell like
Yeah,
cookie.
I smell like
Britt?
cookie.
I don't know. 2.7 or something.
All right, cool. I like how. It's like whatever.
Like,
That's
whatever.
cool.
It's, again, a beer I would never seek out, never purchase, never
that's-
drink a
no,
whole
same,
can of.
same.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't mind finishing this, but we've already had some stuff, so
We can split it.
yeah. But But yeah, all right. So that's the episode. We'll probably have another episode in 2 weeks. So we'll talk about it off the mics and see what we're gonna do. And then after that, we'll do the Christian
Yeah.
quote Christian rock bands, and that should be a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll do that for Easter, and it'll probably be before Easter, which is cool because I'll want to get ahead of the curve a little bit. But yeah.
So on that one, Christian, can we do bands and songs?
Well, how would you do songs?
Like songs that perhaps someone mistook as Christian when they're not Christian, or who didn't realize they were Christian when they were?
You can do that.
Okay.
You can do that. That's fine. I'm gonna stick to bands though.
Okay.
So, but if you want to go with songs, that's cool too. We'll have a little variety, so like that we don't have to stick to one thing. But that's cool. So yeah, we're going.
Do we need evidence that other people believe these things to be? You know what I mean?
Well, what
like,
I
because
would.
we said Lamb of God, but I think I might be.
Well,
the
yeah, that
only
was a kind of
person.
yes, that was a joke. That was a joke one, but I mean. Yeah, it's just kind of funny, but you legit thought they were.
I legit.
You
thought,
see,
I mean the name.
So I'm gonna count that.
The name.
But when it comes to like actual Christian rock bands, there has to be evidence that they were either labeled or they considered themselves Christian rock bands. Because those are the legit Christian rock bands.
Okay.
Because like I said, pretty much the idea of the episode came from people saying, "Oh, like so and so is a Christian rock band," but they were like, actually, they're not a Christian rock band.
No,
They're
just a name.
With that, or their music sounds like it because it's so positive or whatnot that it's like, oh, you know, they're like, no, they're not. They've never identified as Christian. They've never they're not on Christian rock charts. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. They're not in that Christian circle. So yeah, there's a differentiality in the.
Do we have to talk about Creed?
Well, Creed's definitely going to come up. I'm probably going to talk about them because Creed is one of those bands where
and they're your favorite.
They're not. Actually, it's funny because Martin House has what is it, Creed Fest, and they have a Creed cover band that starts with a K.
A student in my class the other day.
They went to that?
No.
Oh,
Creed's my favorite band, and the other dude's like,
"What?
Creed?
How old is he?
30 maybe."
That's weird.
Yeah, Creed's my favorite band.
And
the dudes next to him were just like, "Really, Creed?"
Well, I mean, I think anybody would say that. That's weird.
Creed.
I'm surprised Creed's not on tour this summer. Because I think they had done shows, want to say last year, I think after. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, whatever.
Well, Scott Stapp, I think, is doing shows. Right?
Yeah, I think he's doing stuff, but anyways.
By himself?
Probably. I mean, I know he had solo stuff, but.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that Eastern when the time comes.
When the time comes.
But anyways, all right, guys. Well, hope y'all enjoy that, and then we will see you guys in a couple of weeks, I believe. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.